So we're continuing now with the video tutorial building this Phonegap application that's going to capture media files in a disconnected application, and we've built the SQL database that's going to be used as the data source for the application. So now let's go ahead and create the component itself. So we'll create a new UX component, and then we'll immediately use the Genie to create the list control. So we'll go over to Controls, List, and we'll just call this media files as the name of our list, and we'll use the quick start Genie over here. So we've got a connection string now that points to the new SQL database that we created. So there we have MySQL media over there, and go ahead and click OK. And then here are the fields. Here's the table that we created, media files, and the fields that we want are ID, data, the file name for the picture that we're going to take, and then the file name for the audio that we're going to take. So we'll go ahead there and click OK, and then we'll go to detail view. We'll turn the detail view on, and we'll turn disconnected on as well. So we'll go there and say persist data in local storage, and then click OK. So at this point now we have a basic UX component that has a list on it. So let's go here and save this, and we'll just call it media files, but there's still work to do. So if we go ahead now and we run this, we can see that we have just a standard list control over here with the corresponding detail view over there. So first let's go now and change the control types for the picture to an image, and the control type for the audio to the audio recorder. So we'll go back to design mode, and let's go now to the picture field over here. We'll go to control type, and we'll change this from a text box into an image. So now we've got that, and then we'll go to the audio here, and we'll change the control type here from a text box into a audio recorder and player. So now we've turned that into the audio recorder and player. So we'll go ahead now and save that, and now we need to go back to the list itself and go over to the list properties and specify that in the fields tab that this field here called file name picture is actually not a label but is an image, and that this field over here, the audio, is the control type for this is actually an audio. So that's good now. So now basically we know that that this field contains a picture and this field contains an audio. So next what we need to do is put a button on the component to actually take the picture. So here's our audio control, which can be used to initiate recording and also to play back an existing audio, but we don't have any button here to take the picture. So let's go back now, and let's go underneath this the picture icon over the picture field over there. Let's go and add a button. So we'll go over there and add a button, and we'll go here and we'll say actually, well, let's call it camera, because we're going to be using the camera to take the picture. And then let's go now to the event handler. So let's go to the click event and go here, and we'll go here and say camera. And we want image capture for the list detail view. So that's the action that we want to choose. And the control that we're going to be putting this image into is file name picture. And we're going to be using Phonegap. So let's go and switch here to Phonegap. And we want to basically not capture the base64 data, but we want to capture the file name. So this is the very important and crucial aspect of the fact that this is a Phonegap application. If we were using base64 data, then in a disconnected application, what we would be storing in local storage would be all of the data in the list, including the base64 encoded image, which means that the each record that was in the list would be quite large in local storage, and there would be a significant limit to the number of records that we could capture. But because we are using the file name, which is much shorter, we can capture a large number of records while we're disconnected. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video.